Howdy, Beaver Bart here, and welcome. Alright, the first stream that I'm going to do tonight, I'm actually going to do a couple, just because I'm in the mood for it. And the first one that I'm going to do is going to be a review on the FPS Game Starter Kit. It's now in version 1.3, which actually came out, I believe, yesterday. I have not had a chance to actually take a look at it yet, to look at version 1.3. So, if anybody is wanting to take a look, see what's been changed in 1.3, or if you're not familiar with it, and you're building an FPS-based game, is a good starting point to get going with. So what I'm going to do is I've created a new project for it, and I have not opened it yet, so this will be my first shot opening it up. So I'll go ahead and get it loading and see what it looks like. Now, I did reviews on the original version and on 1.2, and for those who are making an FPS game, then yeah, it's pretty good to work with. It's a good starting point. So it's going to take a few moments here to get loaded up. Now, I've spoke briefly with the creator, SB, and you know, good guy. He's very intuitive. He stands behind his product. He offers some support on the back end of it, and some upgrades here and there as well. So once you purchase it from the UE4 marketplace, it's not like it's fire and forget where you just get it one time and that's it. That way you've got a good following, and there's a good community behind it as well that might be able to help you on their Discord channel. Alright, it's just about done loading. Alright, so now the project is loaded up, and I'm not going to show the internal coding of it, just simply because, well, that wouldn't be right for me to actually show the code of it. That way, somebody couldn't just steal what he worked hard to do. So, okay, we have grenade pickups. That's a new thing since 1.2. You have your controls right here on the wall for your keyboard and mouse or gamepad. You've got your money pickups, and these were meant to be basic. They they get the job done. These were just as a template to get you started with. So you get your health pickups. You've got ammo pickups for shotgun, launcher, rifle, recoil rifle, sniper, and any pistol. And right here we have, I'm actually talking to the creator at the same time, a shotgun, a launcher, rifle, recoil rifle, which I'm not familiar with. So we got a new model there. And the sniper, a pistol, and auto pistol. And you have some exploding barrels and more exploding barrels. You've got, this is nice right here. So you can actually see that when you hit a default surface versus hitting a player or a target, it'll show a different impact, and I'll show that here in just a second. Just wanted to pan around and show you what's here on the map. You have a save station where you can save your game and your progress. You can buy ammo, or you can use the ATM. Right outside, you've got some dudes running around here with green and blue, and yes, you have cars. You've got the big off-road buggy and the sedan, and the reason why there's two of them, one of each upside down, is there is a flipping mechanic. So if you do roll your vehicle over, you can flip it back over and keep on going. And you have this, which is a vehicle station where you can actually spawn in vehicles. You have an elevator here. You have a little spot where you can crouch down and get inside there. So your crouch does work. The ladder system does work. You've got a couple launchers here and just a moving platform. Then way over here on the side, you've got some NPCs. I see some fire brewing over here, and that's new. Simple zombie enemies. So these guys here, they used to have guns, and it appears that this guy's holding a Roman candle. So you got an ATM and ammo over here, and just a little platform to stand on. Not much in here, but good enough. So with that, take a second here and let's go ahead and hit that magical play button and see what happens here. Now, we are in a first-person template, but we can look down. We can see our arms flopping. Grenades. You can press E to interact. I already have max number. And money. It says money added. I don't need health, so it's not going to let me pick it up. And I don't have any weapons, so I don't need ammo. So we can come over here, and let's go ahead and grab all the weapons. We guess to have all the guns, right? Alright. So, as I was talking about here, this is the auto pistol, and that's what it looks like getting a normal surface. We have an auto reload feature, and that's a flush surface. So if you get a character or an enemy, it'll make that noise, or that visual. You hit the I key to bring up your inventory, and you can select your shotgun and equip, and then close. And you hit the red barrels, and they blow up. Nice chain reaction of blowing up all of them with one good shotgun blast. So, that's the shotgun. Nice spray of bullets. Let's grab the launcher and equip. And there's a drop feature as well, so you can throw them on the ground. So, it looks like there's no gravity on the launcher itself. So, let's go over here and take a peek outside, and what happens whenever you shoot at me, huh? I'm fine. Okay. Don't know what that's about, but there's your launcher. And let's go ahead and go to the rifle and equip. Then close. Right click to bring up your aiming. So, your regular full auto rifle. And we'll go back and hit I again. Let's try the recoil example. And let's see what that is. Equip and close. Yeah, massive recoil to it. Small mag. So this show you just add the recoil effect into it. So, not bad. Actually, a sniper. You have zoom level to it and nice square scope. It's different. Accuracy is a little bit off for me, but let's go ahead and walk over here to the ladder and just walk over and hit E to interact, and you can go up. And here's that jump pad. Just a small one, but you can jump here. It throws you all the way over here. Now the scope is set to toggle. Whenever you hit it, not toggle, but momentary, you have to hold down the right mouse button to be able to get the sniper scope. So that's good, but I prefer to right click to toggle into scope mode and then to right click again to come back out of it. Let's take a peek at these guys over here. Yeah, he didn't make it. Oh, nice blood effect here. And they disappear. Whoa. What are you doing, man? Why are you touching me? So they just keep coming at me here, and let's watch what happens to his corpse. It just vanishes, and that's good. So let's see what happens when we sneak out of here. Do they follow us out? Nope. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the auto pistol. Oh, a grenade popped out. And the G button actually will throw a grenade. Little bouncy. We got some rubber grenades there. Alright, so you got a couple little pickups, some blood spurting out. Pretty cool. And some money to pick up here. Let's look at the ATM. Hit E to interact. Money added. But it doesn't show how much. It doesn't have an interaction screen. Then buy ammo will actually bring up a screen. So you can buy sniper ammo. Already maxed at all this stuff right now. Alright, so full health and full health. So different. So let's go ahead and I'm going to hit escape and then hit play again so we get some fresh bad guys. But I just want to go ahead and take a look at the vehicles real quick. And you guys, I don't want you to bother me while I'm playing with vehicles. And yes, it is nice that they shoot back, so that's pretty cool. So we'll start with a sedan. Come over, hit E, and use your regular WASD for controls. Tab to switch the other camera. Shift to hit the brake, and E to exit. So that's pretty cool. Ugh, right over the corpse. Oh no, can't get over that. So let's go ahead and try the buggy. And to flip it, I believe was the E key again. So there you go, you can flip it back up, and then pretty cool that now you actually have a character inside the vehicle. Version 1.2, it was just an empty vehicle. But it is nice that now whenever you get into the vehicle, now you actually see your character. So there is a couple new things that popped in, and yeah, not bad. So if you guys like this, what I'll actually do is I will actually create a map, and over the next 24 hours or so I can create a map for this. And let's go ahead and crouch so we can get in here and get the money, and we can actually go ahead and build something off of this. We've already got a good foundation with the pistol, auto pistol, sniper, the assault rifles, the grenade launcher, and the shotgun. So we've got a good base to work with. And to show you, if you hit I and hit the rifle and drop, it'll actually drop the rifle right there on the ground next to you. So this will be good for creating a nice single player game and let you have enough stuff in here. I mean, you've got the beginnings of an ATM system, a save game system, which I'm not going to use because right now, because I am in the standalone viewer, it does create kind of a small bug whenever you do that. Or it did. I don't know about now. But so you got your ear impact. You've got bots that actually work that you can shoot at. You got money, grenades, rifles. You got weapons. You got everything that you need. And if you hit tab, you can go into a third-person mode, which I prefer third-person. And that's because I usually am working towards making a multiplayer game. And I'm not saying that it's not possible to make a multiplayer game, but it's easier if you're only using, which, let's go ahead and grab this gun. So you can actually shoot and move around while you're in third-person mode. I prefer third-person for when you're actually running around and not in combat. When you zoom in, you just get the white dot for your crosshair. So let's actually go ahead and hit the button for the elevator. That's cool. And press E, and we'll spawn a buggy and a sedan and close. They spawn out white. So what happens if I just drive this one off of here and clear the pad and then try to do another sedan? Will it come out the same color, or yep. What happens if I try to put another one in? It won't. It'll just replace the one that's on the pad. So that's good. So that way you're not building a pile of vehicles. I like that. So if you guys would like to see a game based on this, let me know. If you want to see a tutorial series on taking this and creating a game out of it, then definitely let me know as well. Because if you're wanting to create a single player first person shooter, I think this is a great starting point, just because you've already got so much stuff. You've got weapons pickups. You can drop them. You've got an inventory system. You've got a save game system. You've got bots that will come at you, zombies. You got bots that'll actually shoot at you. You've got ATM. You've got some vendor systems. There's a lot of stuff already in there that you can go ahead and start off with. Like I said, I don't really want to show off any of the main code stuff. But if you want to add your own weapons in, the stuff that I've done with this in the past is you're going to have to create thumbnails for your weapons and create custom thumbnails, because when you're in here, and let's go ahead and shift to sprint. I'm just going to grab a couple guns here. So when you go into your inventory, you'll see you have information on it, on the weapons here. But you also have this right here. you're going to have to create a little thumbnail image for your weapons so that you'll have them in here. It was not that difficult. What I did previously was I kept all these things in here, but what I did was I swapped models, and I've got the polygon stuff. So with having two pistols, I can actually put my 1911 and my G17, or make it into a Glock 18, or whatever I want. Sniper, well, I've already got that. Recoil rifle and rifle, well, I've got an M4 and I've got an AK-47. I don't have a good rocket launcher model, but I mean, honestly, the launcher model that's here, or the default gun for whatever, just for now, would have to leave that in there. And shotgun, I definitely have a shotgun model. So I could actually incorporate the polygon heist assets with this and be able to have low poly but more realistic guns. Working on a deal with some other people to get some other assets for firearms. I have a nice big asset pack for it, but the guns are kind of junk, so I don't use them. But I can redo this and incorporate this with the polygon characters from Polygon Heist and Polygon City. So what I can do is add those into the project. In fact, I mean, I could probably sit here and do that now. Just scroll down to the marketplace. I know you can't see what I'm doing because it's off screen. And add to project. And let's go ahead and put the city pack in there also, just because it's more modern stuff. FPS and add a project. So it'll go ahead and automatically install both of them. How's everybody doing this lovely evening? Sorry, while I was downloading it or installing, figured I would get me a quick drink of coffee. So with the Polygon Heist, what you get inside here for your weapons, you have static mesh versions, and you have the rigged skeletal mesh version, which is nice. But what I've noticed here is, if you're wanting to do the sniper rifle, the sniper rifle does not have the magazine on the skeletal mesh version, or a scope, so you're going to have to attach those. What I've done in the past is actually recreate my own version of this. Take this, put the scope on, put the silencer on, and then go ahead and we'll say attach it, convert it to a static mesh. But I'm not going to go through all that right now. For now, what I'm going to do is I can actually take these static weapons. And for right now, I don't have the icons. I would have to actually break out GIMP. And what I would do is, like, if I want to grab my SMG, and I would come in here and do it this way. Not the best way to go about taking a screenshot for the weapon. So what I've done in the past is actually find a section of wall that's well lit and grab the static mesh that I want. Say for this example, the AK-47. I'll rotate it to get it nice and sideways. You can actually put a texture on the wall if you like. Not that big of a deal for me, but you put it on the wall, and you can either leave it the correct size that it is, or you can scale it up if you want to get bigger, but that's good enough. So what I would do is then go back into the game and go into play, and probably gonna be a little bit too high for this situation. But then you go into the game and take a look at it, and let's go ahead and lower it down just a hair. So this is about our eye level. So let's put it right just above eye level, because in here we do have a crosshair. So you don't want your crosshair to show up. So what you would do is you come over here, and if you wanted to put like a white texture or something like that against the back wall, that's entirely up to you. But get close enough to where you can actually get good enough on it, especially if you've got a solid background instead of this checkerboard. What I can do is just get as close as I want and just move it to where my mouse cursor is not in the way, and just take a screenshot by hitting print screen, open up GIMP, and then Control V, and it'll paste a new image. So you'll have this, you could edit it, and then you'd have your thumbnail. So I'm not really worried about thumbnails for right now. I can use the default ones. but we don't need to stick that on the wall just yet. The weapons themselves, so we got 2 pistols. I have 2 here. I've got a 1911, and these are gonna be good enough for what I'm doing with. I like these polygon assets, so for right now this will work pretty well. So if you actually go back over here to your FPS content or FPS game, weapons, you got your effects, your projectiles. What I'll do is I'll spend a little bit of time actually going through all this. I don't remember on here because I know we got blueprints, weapons, base. So this is where you would start with your weapons base, and if I remember correctly, you just want to go ahead and right click on it and create a child blueprint class, and then you can create a new version of that. And then you've got some weapon states, weapon type, projectile or hit scan. That's for actually doing the damage. Yeah. So there we go. Here's your blueprints that are for the existing ones. So if I wanted to, I can go ahead and go into the regular blueprint. And again, I'm not going to focus in on the code. I don't want everybody to see what my boy SB's done to make a pretty cool setup. So the weapon mesh that it's using is actually a skeletal mesh. So for this instance, we know that I do have one. So let's go ahead and, what do I have? Oh, there's 2 meshes in here. There's one for the 3rd person character and one for the 1st person character. It appears they're 2 different sizes. So you're going to have to replace both for now. I don't want to show the code yet, but if you want to swap it out, then all you'd have to do is come over here to where the skeletal mesh is, and I'm going to change this out to be the I don't remember the name of it. It was not the SWAT pistol. It was, well, let's just try typing in pistol and have the SWAT pistol, bandit pistol. That's what it was. So there's that, and then we'll look at the 1st person mesh. Now you can see they're completely different sizes here. That's rifle, that's pistol. So you get 2 different sizes here. I don't know if that was intentional. 1.4, and this is 1.3 and 1.1. Not a very uniform scale there, but just for giggles, let's go ahead and take a look at. I didn't mean to close it. Compile and save. And now, if we hit play, come on over here. And there's our pistol. So it is sitting a little high. So yeah, that's going to be the scaling issue. So since it is sitting that high, let's say, and that was in 1st person, look at the scaling of it here. Let's actually try bringing it back to 1 and see what that looks like. And we'll take this one right here as well. That was shrunk down quite a bit. No, that's the projectile. We want the gun mesh. Let's try doing 1, 1, and 1. So both guns are now going to be the same size. They're in different locations, but this is where you would actually want to spend a little bit of time of actually tweaking everything. So yeah, it's a little high. So what I could actually do, and just so you know, SB, whenever you see the shell ejecting, that's more of a rifle cartridge than a pistol cartridge. Just saying. But at least you see a shell ejecting, so that is a good thing. To get that to be in the correct position, I would say starting off with, we're in 1st person. We don't want to shrink the gun down, so let's actually just lower it down just a hair. It won't let me. Is that because it's done in the master instead of the root? Instead of the the thing here. So they would have to do some tweaking just to get the position right. If we actually put it to a smaller size, go with a 0.7 by 0.7 by 0.7, because there was some size variations between the two. And this is the first view for me. This is the first time for me actually looking at this project. And a little bit smaller than I like. So let's actually take it back up to 0.8, 0.8, and 0.8. And I'm going to go ahead, just for the sake of it, 0.8. Make them both the same. And that should get it. And that's not necessarily the best way to do things, but it's going to get the job done for now. Yeah, still wrong. I would actually want to go ahead and change the height. Turn off snapping. And this one. And I'm going to go ahead and take it back up to 1. Just because I don't want to get into shrinking. You guys saw that I couldn't move that before, and it just was not working. It was not moving. So I'm going to move my model down and move that one down as well. And let's see how that looks. And unfortunately, this is going to be a trial and error. So you're going to have to go through this a couple times to get it in just the right spot. Yeah, but what I was saying is, I did it a little while ago, and it was not moving at all. It did not move. And I went back into it again, and now it moves. Unreal Engine 4 in 4.19 for me has been absolutely just dumb. Errors that and mistakes or problems that never popped up before. That's actually pretty good. I would probably, for the hand view, would want it to be back a little bit farther, but not bad. But since it is a 1911, I think 30 rounds is just a few more than you would want. So that's something that you would want to address here is you want the ammo count to be your ammo current. So if you click on the BP weapon pistol here, in the ammo current, a 1911, standard 1911 is going to hold 7 to 10 rounds. But if it was say a 2011, which we could say that this one is, in 9mm instead of 45 ACP, not that I would ever condone a 1911 in anything but 45, considering there's one sitting right in front of me here. But yeah, let's go ahead and at least get it close back to a normalistic ammo count. And I'm going to go with 10 rounds because you can get an extended 1911 mag. Yeah, SB is right here, so he's watching what we're doing. So we got the creator in the house. So if you got questions, jump right in too and ask him. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm just going to be realistic. We're going to put it at 8 and ammo max at 8. And ammo in reserve, we'll leave that okay. And then compile and save. For me, that one's good. Now, we can go in here to the auto pistol. And again, we want to get out of that so we don't show any of the scripting at the moment. And now we're going to go ahead and change this model out, weapon mesh, and we're going to do this as the SWAT pistol. Yep, that's it. And again, same thing. SWAT pistol. Yep. So we've got it there. So I'm going to go ahead and compile and save. Now there's one thing here as well. We're going to change this because it looked kind of like a Glockish kind of thing. We're going to go with 17 for the ammo capacity for the 9mm. 120, we can leave that the same. Projectile to fire. And it's nice seeing all this right here because you can, when you're setting up your own custom weapons, you can tailor in the montages to go with it. firing of sounds and so forth. For now, I'm going to leave this as an auto pistol. We're just going to assume that it's a Glock 18 instead of a 17. Sound like a plan? So we're going to drag this over here. And now we go in here. There it is. We've changed that over. And we're going to have to move this one around position-wise. So let's go ahead and go to this. We're going to drop it down by 347. Sounds good. Actually, me and symmetry 3.5, and let's try that one the same. We'll bring it down to the same 3.5. So let's try that and see where she lies. Now this thing right here, there is a way of disabling them and getting rid of that mouse bug. It annoys the living crapola out of me. We need to go down a little bit farther. Add 2 sockets to your skeletal mesh, muzzle, and ammo reject. I've fussed at you about this before. It is not an ammo reject. It's a naming convention. Being a person that's all about weapons and so forth. It's an ejection port. Ejection port. It's very insignificant. I know what you're getting at, but it's an ejection port instead of ammo reject. It's not rejecting anything. It's not rejecting the ammo. It's getting rid of the. It's ejecting the spent cases. So for gun nerds like me, it does make a difference. Let's actually put it at 0. That's where it was heading to. So yeah, I just naming conventions will just trigger me every single solitary time. That's a little low, so I'm going to bring it back up some. Again, just experiment with it. Get your guns where you want them to. And let's try it at 2 and 2. Yes, I know what you're getting at. It just bugs me whenever I see things displayed wrong whenever it comes to gun stuff. That's actually pretty good enough for what we're doing here. So that's pretty cool. We've just that quickly we've gone in here and just we got 7 rounds and we reload and we go back over to our auto pistol and equip it, and we got to reload. We have 17 rounds. Alright, so another thing we can do here is let's take a look at on the top right here. We've got ammo, we have the accurate tick, do not touch. I want to touch that. Projectile animations. This is where the muzzle point would actually be addressed if you're making a new one. That's what I was looking for. Weapon name. And we can't call it a Glock because, Glock would get silly about that. So we're just going to call this a G-18. Sounds lovely, right? So that's the G18. Compile and save. And we're going to go back over here to our regular. We're just replacing the models with ones from our project. So it's not like we're adding a new gun just yet. So this is no longer going to be a pistol. We're going to call this a 1911 because that's what it is. That's what it looks like. So now if we go in here in game, and I'm going to get rid of this bug. This bugs me to no end to go into it and then I have to do that. And there's 2 ways you can do that. And the first one is actually go to your player character. We'll assume it'll be in the characters folder, and nope. This could be your animation stuff. There we go. BP character base. And again, I don't want to show off any of his code, so we just want to find a clear empty space here, and we want to get it off of event begin play. Yeah, I'm trying not to show your code there. You can run it off event begin play, and what you're going to do is you're going to, and I'm just going to add a pin, and I'm going to come right here, and that's off of the sequence node. Set input to game only, and then, because my OCDs, this will bug me, get player controller reference. And then, and it doesn't happen to everybody, and there's also a way to change this in the options, but it annoys me, and I have to do it inside here all the time anyway. So we want to set show mouse cursor to false. I always put this in my character. I used to put it in the maps, but I have to add it to every map. I keep forgetting, and then it'll be a pain in the butt for me. So if I add that little bit of stuff right there, by set input to game mode only, get your player controller, and set your mouse cursor to not be shown. So now whenever you go into and play, save. Now I don't have that mouse cursor to deal with. So lovely. So now grab my pistol, and I'm going to grab my auto pistol. I'm going to go to my inventory and see it says 1911 and G18. So that's cool. And now these are going to show up different in here because these are text renders. So if you want to, you can go ahead and just change just to G-18, and then there you go. And if that bugged you, then you can go to that one, same thing, change the text out 1911, and now when you go in to go play, you'll see you got a 1911 here and a Glock 18 or G18. Same thing for sniper. If I want to change the sniper, the auto rifle, let's change the recoil rifle out quickly to the AK, and we'll do the shotgun, and we'll leave it at that because it's pretty easy, right? So we want to go back to our weapons. Let's go to our shotgun. So again, go into my viewport, take a look at the model, and that's a pretty good model. So with that, let's go ahead and grab the weapon mesh, and let's go ahead and grab our shotgun. And there we go. And we'll grab our other mesh, do the same thing, shotgun, and there, we got our pump shotgun. And I'll go ahead and compile and save. Let's quickly take a look. Well, pump shotguns don't hold 12 shots. They hold 8 as a max, as a general rule. So have to, like, you know, anytime you got weapons and stuff, you just gotta let me know. Lex, don't spam my channel. Let's go ahead and just drag this over here, and let's go ahead and take a look, and we can see it's already changed out there. So let's go ahead and hit play and grab the shotgun. It's nice that it highlights. Okay, we see that it's sitting low in the hands, so we're gonna have to go ahead and let's try grabbing the weapon mesh, and we're gonna bring it up to about where it's been going is 2. Normally what I like to do whenever I'm setting up a player or a character is actually change everything to have its own socket for each individual weapon. That way you can make sure that your handhold is perfect for every particular gun. Let's see what it looks like. I'm doing fine, Lex. So it's still a little bit low. Yeah, by setting up your own individual, like I said, I'm actually going to bring it up quite a bit. Having your own socket for the weapon to go into. And my buddy, my pal, did you put that in here? Where is your socket that it's attaching to? It's got to be in here. Parent socket is none. How about that? Parent socket is none. So these are not actually. Your skeletal mesh is not socketed. Yeah. But if it's not attaching, that's why we're having some hold issues here. So now whenever I come into the game, I'm going to go ahead and grab the shotgun, and it's a little better. I would probably need to shift it to the left a little bit, lower it back down, but for this situation I think it's going to be good enough. Probably want to adjust the scale of it too, but you can actually tweak it this way that we're going and be able to get it just right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the AK, and I like that model for that recoil weapon, so we're not going to get rid of that one. Did you make that one, or did you get that one somewhere else? I've seen that one before, I think. It was in one of the examples I saw somewhere. So yeah, let's actually go ahead and do that with the recoil weapon. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to go to the viewport and look at my weapon mesh, and we're going to change this one out to the AK. It's not a bad version of a G36 either for a lower poly system. Of course, this part of the handguard isn't correct. For the rifle, first change one model and align the grip. Once it's in place, change the DPS mesh. Yeah. So we want to, this is going to be called Bandit Rifle, Rifle Bandit. Keep clicking on the wrong one. It's my own stupidity, not anybody else's fault. And Bandit. And here's where the problem's going to run into. Now, and this is not a problem with SB's kit here. This is a problem with the fact that we don't have a magazine installed. So our AK is not going to have a mag. We're going to actually have to go about it a different way. We can go about it the long road and actually create our mesh, or take our skeletal or static mesh, and or our skeletal mesh, and we're going to have to merge the two together, so that we have a magazine permanently attached to it. Or we're going to have to, for both of these two right here, we're going to actually have to add to these particular weapons, so they're going to be permanently attached. So yeah, SB, this isn't a you problem. This wasn't with your pack. Your pack is actually good to go. It's a problem with the actual City Studios assets that require you to actually do a little bit extra homework. It's not a bad thing, because if you want to have your animation set to where your character takes the magazine out and puts a new one in, you can actually set it up that way. So I'm good with them actually doing that. But if you want to have the magazine in, you're going to end up having to do this. And let me refresh my YouTube page. For some reason, that's not wanting to refresh. Alright, so what we can do here is, the first off, let's shove you right over there, compile and save, and we can see that we've changed the gun mesh right there. We're going to actually have to go into the Polygon Heist Pack and scroll down to the meshes, and we want to go to Weapons Rigged, and we need to find that particular weapon, which is the, in this case it's the Rifle Bandit 01. We need to go into the skeleton and click on the main lead here, and let's go ahead and turn sideways. We don't have a muzzle on it, and we don't have a magazine location, we don't have a light location. So if we wanted to be able to add new and more accessories in, we could. So let's add the first socket in. We're going to right click on the root here, and then we're going to add socket. And I'm going to call this magazine, because it's a magazine. It's never called a clip, just in case. And I'm going to add a preview asset, which is going to be Bandit and it's going to be pistol, rifle. That should be it right there. And then I know that I'm going to have to rotate it 90 degrees and then reposition it. So yeah, I got way too many chats going on all at one time here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move that to, this isn't scaled correctly. I'm actually going to move it to here. This would actually be larger in this section and have a paddle right there for releasing the magazine. But this is going to be good enough. I'm going to hit save. And now we have a place to attach our magazine to. And it's going to be rotated and positioned just correctly. So now if I come in here to my weapon, and we see it doesn't have the magazine yet, I can right click on it and actually not right click on it. Let me refresh YouTube one more time. AT&T is terrible. Absolutely terrible. So with the weapon itself selected, I'm going to add a component because the muzzle component's already added right here to that. So I just want to add a component here, and we want to do skeletal mesh, and I'm going to say magazine, and I'm going to come over here to the skeletal mesh, and I'm going to select our bandit mag and parent socket magazine, and there we go. We just added a magazine into our weapon. So let's actually take a look, and you see it shows up there. We need to go ahead and do the same thing here. We can copy, right click, and paste. And we'll call this our TPP mag. And again, we want to socket it to, I told you to go onto you. And then make sure it's attached to the magazine. Why are you in the wrong spot? Seriously. Why are you not attached to the magazine location? Oh, well, let's first off look at that, and our scale is 1, 1, 1. And our location should be 0, 0, 0, and there, now it is. I don't know how that got changed. I didn't do that. You saw that, right? You both saw that. So let's compile and save. Now, if you want to add flashlights or the silencers or whatever else, you could do that there. Well, magazine for an AK-47 standard magazine is going to be 30 rounds. So let's change our ammo count to 30, and we don't want infinite ammo, but it's nice that it's there. And we want to scroll down to where we find our recoil example for our weapon name, and I'm just going to go ahead and rename this to AK-47. Now, we know that we're probably going to have to come back in and do some changes on the height, but we can now come over here and grab our AK-47 off the shelf. Now your little center dot is going to be in the right spot here, but if you want it whenever you zoom in to be in the right place, you're going to have to go ahead and mess around with the locations, move it up, down, left, right, get to where you want it. But now if I go into my inventory, you can see that I have AK-47, and I would want to go back in and create a new icon for it. Glock 18. And we have our 1911. Okay, I just noticed you change your sounds. I like that sound. Not bad. I don't have to change your sounds for your pistol right now. Okay, I really don't like the shotgun sound. And let's try the sniper. Okay, I like that one. That's not bad. So the shotgun sound, that's got to go. So if you want to change your sound files, specifically on your your base weapons. And then I'm just one of those guys that does make a difference. I'm going to create a new folder under content, and I'm going to call it assets. Go into it, and I'm going to do another folder called audio, and I'm going to create a new one called gunshots. Going to go into that folder, and then yeah, you're going to have to spend a little bit of time doing some fine-tuning, but for just speed getting things done, this has got it for now. I want to look through the code, make sure I'm not going to be showing any of the code on the screen, so that I'm not giving away your stuff for free. You know, that way I know what I'm looking at. I can pre-plan ahead of time. This was my first look video, and just kind of screwing around with it to see what I think could be done with it. Alright, so I've got open right here. See? Right here. Right there. Man, you're just all kind of screwing everything up. Yeah, it just minimized all my windows on all my monitors just because I was wiggling it back and forth like a jackass. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab those sound files, and I'm going to grab my own, and I'm just going to drag them into this folder. Yeah, I actually shot one earlier. Do a quick save all, and these are my sounds. It's pretty good for the pistol sound. Standard rifle, shotgun, and I'm still playing with that one. And the sniper. Your sniper actually does sound pretty good, so we're good with that. But I really don't like the shotgun sound, so I'm going to go back over here to this, our weapon, grab my shotgun, and switch to the viewport so I'm not giving anything away here. Come down here, projectile to fire, and here's our muzzle flash. They probably changed the muzzle flash over to a regular muzzle flash, like a orangish red, like a regular muzzle flash. Firing sound, assault rifle Q for a shotgun. No ammo sound. Is this where you're putting your sound effects? Assault rifle Q. Is that what you're using for your gunshot sound? Well, we see that it's an assault rifle Q, so I'm actually going to change it to shotgun. Change it over to an actual file here instead of actually doing a sound cue. Reason why you should do a sound cue is because you can set up attenuation while you're inside there. I'm gonna get to it, boy. Hey, John. I will actually get to that one. Can actually do that one after this one. This one to spend about an hour going over this one with the creator here and just kind of going through it and fiddle-farting around. And the main reason why I haven't done yours yet is because I'm using it for my game, because it is multiplayer. It's actually right now it's the base of my game. So let's go ahead and grab the shotgun real quick and got the new sound. There we go. So let's grab the snipper and let's go sneak out the door here. Love that head blowing off effect and the blood spurting down. It's absolutely awesome. I also like the hit effects. That was something new as well. Ooh, nailed. So let's quickly go ahead and I don't know why I'm walking back in here when all I gotta do is hit escape to go back in. I'm gonna go ahead and change out the sniper just like we did with the AK. How we had to attach the magazine manually. We're gonna end up having to do that with the sniper as well. So if I go in here, quickly go over to my viewport and weapon mesh. Let's go ahead and change that out to sniper, and we'll do the same thing for the TPP. To sniper. Now we're going to have to add in the scope and the magazine. So the same thing that we did before. We're going to have to go into the polygon heist, and we're going to our weapons rigged. We want to find our skeleton for our sniper rifle, and we'll take a look at it. Found that everything has to be rotated 90 degrees, so we need to go ahead and click on this, right click on here, and add a socket. We're going to call that magazine. We're going to add another one in. We're going to call it scope, and later if we want to add a silencer, we can go ahead and do that as well. Let's go ahead and add the socket for it. Silencer. So let's start with the magazine. We're going to add a preview asset, and everything was based off of the name sniper here. So we want to use the skeletal mesh for the mag. And then I know that from doing these, you've got to rotate everything 90 degrees, and then you just go ahead and move it to the right position. It's good enough for now. And for the scope, let's go ahead and add a preview asset. Sniper scope. We're going to rotate it 90 degrees, or negative 90, excuse me. And then we can go ahead and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more, slide it up, and now for anybody who's making models for rifles, for sniper rifles and things like that, note for all of you, okay, pay attention. You see, this thing here is called the barrel, and this is called the scope. You have a line for your line of sight through your scope and your bore line. Any true shooter is going to try to get their scope mounted as low as possible to get the line of sight closer to the bore line as possible. It's going to help with your calculations for your range estimation and being able to hit things at longer distances. Trust me. Trust me. So we're going to add in a silencer. Right click, and we're going to add in a preview mesh. And we're going to go with silencer, and it's all the way back over here. We need to go ahead and rotate it negative 90. You need to go ahead and bring it up. Now in the case of this particular type of suppressor or silencer, I'm just going to get it close. I'm not worried about being perfect. This type of flash hider, being that it's that big, would act as a method of attaching for a suppressor. If the barrel was solid all the way to the end, you'd want to attach it about there. But if you really wanted to be goofy, you could slide it all the way back to here and make it look like your barrel's shorter. So we're just going to leave it like that. We're going to hit save and close. We already have our preview assets, and we have our sockets there. So we are good to go. So we need to go ahead and select our weapons mesh, and then we're going to go ahead and add component, and we're going to add skeletal mesh. We're going to call that our magazine. We're going to add the snipper mag. We're going to add to the parent socket of magazine, and we're good. We're going to click back on our regular thing here. Add component, skeletal mesh. We're going to call this our scope. And why are you not attached to here? Because I didn't select you first. So we're still attached to the FPP, the first person perspective right here. We're going to call that one, because we didn't do it right, scope. Excuse me. I'm calling you scope. Why is it? Okay, I'm not going to sit here and fight with you. I don't see anything right here listed as scope, but you can kiss my ass. I'm just going to go roll with it. And seriously, no, you ass. Alright, I'm just having brain fart moment, so we're at the 1 hour mark, so that's where we need to go ahead and just start from wrapping up here. So I want to add a component, skeletal mesh, scope. I don't see it, but we're going to call it sniper scope. I hear some taps going on. Damn, I just can't even talk right now. I can't talk, can't type. And there we go. And we attach that to scope, and we're all set. We want to do the same thing here. We'll click on this one. We want to add component, skeletal mesh. I don't care what we're naming it, whatever. We're going to go ahead and just do scope, and socket is going to be scope, and we want to click on our mesh again, add component, skeletal mesh, call it mag, call it duck, I don't care what you call it. And we know that this was in sniper, SWAT mag, and again, tell it the magazine socket. Compile and save. And now we see we have our sniper rifle is sitting right there. So there we go. Lovely. What's happening, Cedrico? Hey, 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 no. Eat it. Make your head blow up. Wreck that head. Wreck that head. I didn't change the magazine on this one right here. This particular type of rifle will only have between 3 or a 5 round magazine. Just saying. So we're just gonna round it to 5, and that's good and good and good. Compile, save, and let's play that one more again. What is the best way to learn UE4 in your opinion? For me, watch my damn videos. But honestly, I'd say don't let it scare you. Seriously. Don't let it, be intimidating. It's just, software. What are you going to do? Screw up? Okay, delete it and start again. Big deal. You had nothing when you started, so why not, start out again? There are a large number of really, really good video series out there. Mine is one of them. Mine's awesome and stuff, right? So you can watch my videos. I'm not going to try to teach you something that I don't know. Yes, I am. Sometimes I find that it's easier to just sit down and open up a blueprint and just start trying things. So we're good to go on that. My review for the hard work by Mr. SB here on this particular product, which is the FPS Game Starter Kit, available on the UE4 Marketplace. Give it a thumbs up. Good to go. And I think it is a great place to start if you're going to make a single player game and you want an inexpensive way of just jumping in and having the benefits. So you can actually combine it with stuff like I'm showing right here, of combining it with the polygon, and that was just combining the weapons. We can do the characters and everything as well. But you guys got to let me know if you want to see more on using the FPS Game Starter Kit and creating a game based off of that. Because of the low cost of it, a lot more people can afford to jump into it and really get started with it. And I would say also with the amount of stuff you're getting with it, it's a good deal. So with that, You guys leave it in the comments. Also check in on my Discord channel. And if you want to see more based on this, let me know, and I'll be glad to jump in and do more in-depth build as we go, and building a game based off of it, just so you can get more information to help you use the same thing and go from there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video for now, and we're going to conclude this video on the review and getting started with the FPS Game Starter Kit. And I'm going to take a quick break, 10-15 minutes, and then I'll pick up on another review of something that's long overdue, and that is a product made by Mr. John Galt there. So, and if anybody else has any products that you would like for me to demo on a live stream or just a regular video, please let me know. If I don't have it, you can give it to me, and I'd be awesome and happy and thankful. So I give this a big thumbs up on this one. For people starting off who really want to get I say don't, first on, and no offense guys here to my creators that are watching this, when you first get started with Unreal Engine 4, forget about pretty shiny asset packs. But if you are going to get your first asset packs, I do highly recommend, if you're wanting to go single player, go with this one. If you want to go multiplayer, you're going to want to go with the one we're going to feature in the next video, which is from John there. So they're the ones that I highly recommend the most for working with. But don't get deer in the headlights thing going on. Stay out of that marketplace. Go in there long enough to buy this asset pack and John's asset pack and anything that I have for sale, and buy those and then get out. Don't spend a lot of time browsing over it, because it's too easy to get overwhelmed when you first get started. Take your time, open up the project, and honestly, I'm going to go ahead and save all, make sure everything's good and saved. And I'm going to end up coming back to this one probably and doing more videos on it. I see that happening. But go in there and create a new project, or, you know, just start. When you do it, start it off as blank. Blueprint, blank, no starter content, okay? Create a project and just do it. Go into it, and the reason why I said blank and no starter content, and hell, I just let it stay. This is my project. I'm going to end up deleting this in 15 minutes anyway. It's not going to matter for me. So, you start off with this. You've got nothing. You got nothing at all. What kind of game do you want to make? Well, let's click on here, and we see we got nothing in our content. So click on Add New. Add Feature or Content Pack. What kind of game do you want it to become? Reason why I didn't change the name, left it as my project, you're going to screw it up. When you're first learning, you're going to screw it up. You're going to. It happens. Now, I make stuff all the time, and I still screw up. So I just make temporary projects like this. I experiment, and then I get done, I delete it, and I start from scratch again. Repetition helps to build that. So if you want to have a first-person game, third-person game, yeah, everybody wants to build the perfect game. I'm going to build the most awesomest game ever created, ever, ever, ever. And then you first screw around with it. I'm going to go into third person. I'm going to add the project, and just that quickly, I'm there. I'm done. I've created a third person environment. I go to my world settings. If you don't have world settings here, click on Edit, a window up here, and then make sure there's a check by world settings. But go to your world settings, change your game mode override to the new game mode you just added, which is third person game mode. And now when you hit play, guess what? You got a third person, and you can be a third person. What if you wanted to experiment also, and you wanted to do I don't know, first person? Okay, first person, and add it. Yep. You want to build a flying game, a vehicle game, advanced vehicle game, 2D scroll, a side scroller, augmented reality. That's what I'm going to be looking at later on. Augmented reality to me sounds like it's fascinating as hell. but it also sounds like it's going to be complicated at first to get into. You have your augmented reality game mode. I have no idea. Start augmented reality. Yeah, I'm not even going to begin to encroach on that for right now. But if you don't know what it is, look into it. And I've killed it. So, I'm actually going to go ahead and don't save, and I'm going to exit that. And I want to thank everybody for watching. And you guys, if you want to see more, check out my Discord channel. Link should be in the description. And let me know that you want to see more based off of this FPS game starter kit. And I will be glad to jump in here and do some more stuff with it. I'll combine it with the the Polygon stuff, and we can go from there. Or I can just not combine it with anything else and just build off of that. Look at map ideas and refining it to be more to our liking. So I'm going to go ahead and take that quick break, and then whenever I come back, I'm going to have another review ready, and I know you're going to like it too. So you guys take care, and I will see you soon.